everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And this video is going to be a little bit about this and that, and about my two bulbophyllums, which are in bloom right now, and my tolumnia updates of two of my tolumnias, and as well as, a look at 4 of my Phalaenopsis, and to see what's going on with them. So, well, I will just start with this, my little Tolumnia. This one is called Tolumnia Rainbow Soft Pink. And this one's been in flower. You can see the pop-up. And it's been flowering before on this flowering spike. And it also branched. So it was a really long flowering for this guy. And, well, when I watered it today, I saw that it's putting out a new spike here. So it's going to be another set of blooms. But the old spike is not dead yet, so maybe it can branch. It's still green. No sign of turning yellow and drying out. So, well, we'll see what happens. But its flowers are gorgeous, and you should see them in the pop-up here. So, yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's nice. And we also have this Tolumnia Gyrac from Hickory. It's been in bloom now for 5 weeks. I think that's a really long time. And yeah, and it's also a color changer. It shows poorly in the picture, but this one is really dino color now. It's darker. It's really much darker than when I showed her for you last time, or the first time. And as you can see, it's got 6 flowers now. And when I showed her to you, it only had 5. So the last one opened as well. So I'm pleased with this one. Yeah. So that's nice. And I also wanted to show you the progress of my Phalaenopsis Borneensis. I had it in bloom a couple of months ago, this summer. And I told you that it arrived with this spike and put out a new spike, the one it bloomed from, and it only gave me 1 flower. And that's a poor blooming. And I want more flowers, of course. Well, but there's a little nubbing here. It can branch, but this spike is supposed to be able to bloom for, 1.5 years or so. It should be capable of blooming one more time. But yeah, the spike I got it with is dead, so it only got this one left. So, well, yeah, the bloom was really nice, but 1 flower, we shall see. But I like the foliage, and I like the roots. I like the looks of it. I think it's a nice Phalaenopsis, but 1 flower, I must be doing something wrong. But maybe I find out, and, well, I would try something different perhaps. Well, it gave me a new, shiny new leaf here, but a couple of new roots, and it's got a fabulous root system, as you can see. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but, well, maybe I would just have to give it time. And this one is my Phalaenopsis Hieroglyphica. And this one has been blooming for me constantly for 3 years. And back in the days, it was sitting in this cup with holes in it, with only perlite and a lot of sphagnum moss. And I pressed the sphagnum moss really tight to the bottom of this cup. And it was sitting in a way, water culture. It was always wet. It never dried out. And if it did, it showed immediately on the foliage. So, yeah. But as soon as I fertilized it, the roots died off. Not all of them, of course, but the root tips. And, you got this ugly black rings to them, which means it's dead. So you have to cut them. They cut the roots where the black rings are. And the roots that was emerging here, like this one, the root tip always turned black and dried off. So fertilizing the orchid when sitting in sphagnum moss wasn't a good idea, so I never did fertilize it after that. But I wanted to see what happened if I started to fertilize it. So I converted it from sphagnum moss to this mixture, which I love so much, with bark, perlite and sphagnum moss, in order to be able to fertilize it a little bit more, as well as flush it every now and then. But it really didn't like it. I mean, convert an orchid from sphagnum moss to bark, yeah, that's not a good thing. It's really hard for it to adjust. But so that's why I tried out a little bit of sphagnum moss, but it was just as bad. So, and I also changed position for it. So I moved it to my other room, where it's quite hot if you compare it to its previous location. So it started to produce cakeys for the first time. And yeah, as you can see, the leaves are, yeah, magnesium deficiency, perhaps, as people always talk about on YouTube. But I don't know. I'm not going to go into that and discuss something that I don't know. So we'll just leave it. Yes. But it's got its flower spikes here for a long time, but they don't really develop until now. Now it's branching. And here it's branching underneath the keiki, as well as I put out a new flower spike here. Yes. As well from the bottom. As well from here it's branching, and it's branching here. It's branching, yeah, basically everywhere. So, and a new leaf here. So it's coming on. Yeah, it's progressing. My lovely little Hieroglyphica. And I think it will flower for me before long. So, yeah, it did go downhill for a while, but now it's adjusted. Thank you so much for this. All right. And here we have another Phalaenopsis. I had this for, I think, 3 years. A little bit more than 3 years. It's a regular Phalaenopsis, but I love it. I think this is the variety that I love most. This beautiful patterning and this lovely spotting here and this lip. Yeah, I love the coloration. It's simple, it's beautiful. But I'm not going to talk about the flowers, even though they've been out for over 3 months now. It's been through a lot this summer. It's been through spider mites, and I sprayed it. Yeah, and it's getting better. It's producing a new leaf here, and its root system is marvelous. So, yeah, it's sitting in bark, plain bark, ventilation holes. But what I wanted to show you, yeah, get to the point here, is this. The flower spike is growing upwards. They weren't here before. It's producing, the flower spike is getting longer, and it's producing some more buds here after 3 months in flowering. As you can see, here's been a flower, there's been a flower, and this one is fading. So this one is beautiful. Last time it branched its flower spike for me. So, but this time it's trying something different, and I think it's beautiful. This one, I love it. Yes, and yeah, well, it's not so much going on with this guy, but this is my Phalaenopsis Joy Fairy Tale Peloric from Schwerter. This beautiful one with this lovely citrusy and soap and rose scent. Yeah, and it's growing now. So I don't think it wants to flower again from this spike. Not yet, at least. Now it's giving all its energy on producing new leaves, shiny, beautiful new leaves here, and this lovely root system. And it's sitting in bark with some perlite, as you can see, with a lot of ventilation holes in it. So now I'm just fertilizing it and wish for a new spike here somewhere, or perhaps for this spike to branch out again. It happened before. So, but yeah, this plant is coming on. I love it. I really do. And this one you see here is my Bulbophyllum Guttulatum. And it's from Brandorff Orchidee in Denmark. I got it last year at the Orchid show in Lund in Sweden, at the Botanical Garden in Lund, this annual orchid show. And yeah, I got it last year in bloom. It had one spike, I think. But the flowers only lasted 3 days, so they didn't give me that much enjoyment. But it's this one is nice. I love the blooms on this one. You can see the beautiful shape and the lovely patterning and coloration and the color combination. I think it's really nice. And this one has got a strange habit of losing all its leaves all of the times, and the leaf tips turns yellow and then black, and then the leaves fall off. So I thought it was something wrong with this orchid, but well, obviously it's not. It's just its behavior, and it doesn't really like strong light. You should keep this one away from this bright light, indeed. And why I'm filming this one separately is because I thought I could show this one in bloom together with all my other Bulbophyllums, and as well as my Elizabeth Ann Buckleberry, that I was waiting for its blooms to open, and the buds to open, I mean. But this one is finishing blooming before Elizabeth Ann is open its buds, so yeah, I wanted to show this one in bloom for you. Okay. Over to the next one. This one is my Syrupetallum Elizabeth Ann Buckleberry. I got it from Åkessons Orchideer in Sweden 2 years ago. In spike. It had 3 spikes then, but not so long. Were much shorter. And yeah, it only bloomed for 8 days. So I thought it was really short blooming. And I put my faith on its next flowering. Well, which it got 6 months later with only 1 spike, a short spike, really short spike with only 2 flowers. And now I had to wait 1.5 years for it to bloom yet again. And this time it's progressing, even though it's not much with 1 flower spike on such a huge plant. But, well, it's been attacked by spider mites and it's been through a lot. And I really think it's okay. I think it's okay. Look at the beautiful flowers. Aren't they amazing? They're really something. And it doesn't smell bad either, so it doesn't have a scent to it. Not a bad scent anyways. And yeah, but my second flowering only lasted 6 days, so I hope this one is gonna be out a little bit longer. Yeah, it's on its 3rd day of flowering now, I think. I wanted the flowers to open properly before I made this video for you. This one is producing a new growth here, and yeah, a new growth there, I think, as well. Or could it be another spike? No. Yeah, and it's sitting in sphagnum moss, a sphagnum moss layer on top, I think, and some bark in the bottom. I guess I don't really remember, but yeah, I think it's only a layer of sphagnum moss on top here. Yeah, but it's nice. There's a new growth coming on there, and yeah, I hope next year it will produce some more flowers for me. Yeah, it's a nice one. Syrupetallum Elizabeth Ann Buckleberry. And I just noticed I also have this Tolumnia, this hybrid. I checked on it a couple of days ago. I didn't see a spike then, but in a couple of days it developed this size spike, 10 centimeter spike, which I didn't notice. So yeah, the Tolumnia spikes really grows fast. So yeah, and this one is from Karge, Tolumnia hybrid, and it bloomed for me the same season 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago. And it's the one with the white flowers with lovely brown spots on them. And I think it also had a little bit of red in the center. I'm not really sure, but I got a picture somewhere of it in bloom. I think that was all for today. And thank you so much for watching today, and this little bit somewhat strange video, but yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.